Every summer, every winter, or every season, I'll be missing her. No matter how much time goes by, my love for her will never die. Lately I've been wondering why goodbyes can be this sweet, yet we still cry. With all the way it goes, our mistakes, my love for her will never change. 밖으로 귀를 막아도 들어오는 네 목소리가 내 머릿속에 맴돌아. 아무리 잊으려 해도 온종일 너만 기억해. 네가 좋아했던 노래, 우리 다투던 말들, 사랑했던 말들, 텅 빈 방에 echo in the walls. 네 빈자리를 채우려 해도 난 알지 다 의미 없는 거. 너랑 같이 했던 사랑 하나뿐인걸. Need to forget what living with you felt like. I try but I can't get you out my mind. 난 사실대로 말할 뿐이야. 여전히 지금도 Every summer, every winter, or every season, I'll be missing her. No matter how much time goes by, my love for her will never die. Lately I've been wondering why goodbyes can be this sweet, yet we still cry. With all the way it goes, our mistakes, my love for her will never change. Our life like evergreen. Through it all, don't let the wind blow. Hear the wind blow. Our life like evergreen. Through it all, don't let the wind blow. Hear the wind blow. Every summer, every winter, every season, I'll be missing her. No matter how much time goes by, my love for her will never die. Every summer, every winter, every season, I'll be missing her. No matter how much time goes by, my love for her will never.
Pocahontas got me staring, got me wearing strange stuff. You think I'm loco? It's just a poncho. Heads are turning one by one. What have you done? Matawaka got me yearning. A bonfire trance got me drumming. Sun is rising. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in.
I can bring you in mind. I like the way you do it. Love is the only true remedy. I open up to it and I receive it. I am me. I am everything. Skimming by. No one is enemy. Are you hearing me?
It's my call out. Pocahontas, you think I'm loco? You think I'm crazy? Matawaka, Pocahontas, heads are turning one by one. What have you done? Matawaka, Pocahontas, purple goddess, got me wearing crystals. You think I'm loco? Maybe un poco. Heads are burning one by one. This shit is fun. Abracadabra, you sign my chakra. Sit down for a while, meditate, you fly high. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice in. Shut the mice. Heads are burning one by one. This shit is fun.
Polka got mad flow. My rhythm tight, so I stretch like the trees grow.
What?
It's a Matawaka fire show.
We let it burn. If you were triggered, then you must go. So polka no bad beat. My whip kindness, I kill him with that LOV.
It's a Matawaka fire show.
We let it burn in the night. It's my call, y'all. I am everything.
Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. start doing the right thing. So trust your instinct, stop listening to others, and own your decisions. People will always tell you what to do. Opinions have layers. So let's create space for what matters most to you. You'll be glad you did. Now start claiming your time and your mental well-being by saying no more. No more. Say it loudly and proudly. In other words, fuck you.
Hey, good evening, friends. So, I'm sitting here doing a little bit of reflecting while the stream is kicking off, and it's 23 years ago that I first constructed the Enemir campaign setting, and we had our first ever campaign in what has become my lifetime D&D project for Homebrew. 2 years later, 20 years ago, we began the Star Wars What If, which all sprang from a little thought that I had while walking into a grocery market in 2003. What if Darth Maul killed Obi-Wan Kenobi in Episode 1? And thus began a 15-year continuous campaign from that idea. 2013, I finally put pen to paper, and my long-seated idea of a zombie apocalypse D&D tabletop sprang to life with the first iteration of Agent Orange. The following year, in 2014, 1999, Chicago, Illinois, I decided, let's do a superhero-themed campaign around that time, and that campaign spanned from like 99 to 2011. Went into a rather grim apocalyptic future, but that was the new evolution, the superhero campaign that became the staple of Role-Playing Unlimited. And then 2 years ago, 2023, we had the right people, we had the right pieces in place, it was the right time, it was the right place to put all four of these ideas together into what has since become known as the Coalescence. And we have run, I believe after tonight, 295 sessions since January of 23, spanning, 20 tables. I would venture to guess. Between all the different groups that have come and gone, between the groups that have started and finished their tables and restarted, I would guess about 20 tables for 295. 37 tables. It could be. I mean, by the time we get into like Act 6 or 7, I think we'll definitely be approaching that mark there, my friend. Good to see you, brother. Much love to you, dude. And here we are, 2025, 295 sessions later. I tried to start doing a rough count of how many sessions all the Enemir campaigns, all the Agent Orange campaigns, all the Star Wars What If campaigns have combined to, and adding the Coalescence to that to see if we were like even approaching like the 1,000 campaign mark, but even such a task was outside of my ability to handle. So all of that long-windedness to say, welcome back, friends, to where wars are fought in the stars, to where fantasies are final, to where agents are orange, to where evolutions are new, to where realms are forgotten, to where dragons are lanced, to where our coals are essenced. Welcome back to Role-Playing Unlimited. I am your host, Tragically Hamartia Pantomnesic, proudly coming to you live here from Las Vegas, Nevada, where, good God, it is freaking hot. I got the sun just trying to break this window down here right next to me, and it's almost getting there. That's not Vegas, dude. That's Red Bank, Jersey, right there. That the View Askew universe is set at. You got the wrong coastline there, buddy. So thank you for joining us here for what has been a rather epic journey getting to this point. It is our final mid-season finale, so let's go join our friends here and see what we have in store for tonight.
What's about to happen is gonna be hard to watch.
Greetings, salutations, hello everybody.
What's up? Let's do it.
Oh, you know it. We've got not a lot to get into here tonight. This table has been a bit ahead of the curve for our plot, so by all means, feel free to take your time from this point, but also keeping in mind the ever-ticking doomsday clock, i.e., we need a decision by the end of tonight's session. Sacrifices are called for in Streamland right there, but I've been telling people for 2 weeks, I don't know what's going to happen at this table. We may or may not have a sacrifice, and if we don't, this would be the first table to do that, and it might be interesting to see what happens.
It's interesting that we were ahead, considering we're the ones that got waylaid by the teleport fiasco.
Maybe that's why you guys are ahead.
I figured that
That's always a possibility.
Game.
Yeah, maybe you guys ended up skipping in a story arc or two there. But our scientists have gotten out of here. The Hydery have been defeated. There are still other lingering Hydery that may appear from the portal, but it's not a X amount every so many rounds. It's like a percentage chance at the top of every round, and we've had a couple rounds in a row without any issues. And we did go through the details of what we all sense approaching this event. Many of our characters had a slight background memory kind of spring to life of something that got them to this point, something that might be a little relevant to the situation at hand, perhaps a final reflection on a life well lived, or perhaps just a fun memory that sprang at this precise moment. Is Fia Lien unconscious? She's getting some HP back at the start of her turn, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I got cooled down by all those Hydery that were next to me.
Gotcha. Alright, yeah, I guess we ended the round at that point. We just haven't proceeded past that spot in the plot. Hey, that rhymes.
But I guess if we're not in initiative, I should start healing up, I guess. What?
Yeah, no need for initiative at this point. We will have at least a 6-second window with which to compose ourselves. And no more! No, we're good for at least a moment longer.
Alright, does anybody know how to stop that thing? I mean,
I do.
I know that someone has to sacrifice themselves, but I mean, who's gonna do it?
Ahsoka looks to the group. While such a sacrifice and saving act would be worthy of a Jedi Knight, on one hand, I don't quite associate myself with that order as much as I used to. And secondly, I can sense that my arrival in this land, this realm, this world, is far too recent to be able to interact with this Nexus the way that it desires. And I will no longer be speaking as Ahsoka because Sarge wants me to only talk as Arnold when I do the Ahsoka voice.
Spartan's gonna walk towards Filian and give a superior healing potion.
Coming to us live from the center of the hurricane, it's DJ!
Did you say superior or supreme?
Superior.
That's right. All we have to do is let the timer tick down, so I don't have to do much talking. Is Arnold Braunschweiger, the famous comedian.
Is that 40 maxed?
I mean, I could make it a supreme because I have 2 of them.
It is 40. Yes, it's 10, 20, 40, and 60 for the maximum values for the potions.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Whoa, look at that. I think this is the first time. I'm sorry, look at that. It's the first time I think we have all 5 of our moderators logged into the stream at the exact same time. That's very awesome. Good to see you all there together. Some of you might not even know that you're a moderator, but you are.
Is that why I keep getting this weird thing that says about tools and stuff showing up?
That's right. Yes, you do have some ability to, like, it's mainly just a preventative. I think it's 4.5 years of doing this. We've not had even one troll try to invade the stream, but that's mainly what it's for, in case I'm doing the stream and I'm distracted and somebody comes in and starts doing like self-promotions or trying to screw around with things. You have the ability with the band hammer.
Well, I mean, Johnny with the call of sacrifice is screwing around with things, so let me go ahead and... No, I'm just kidding. We love you, Johnny.
She gave Tragic a timeout a couple of weeks ago. Good, he deserves it. I don't like that guy. Hamartia Pantamnesic. Who's he think he is with his big, long-ass words? Oh, I have a 12-syllable first name. Look at me. Hey, fuck you, man. Just trying to be fucking artistic. You gotta get up in my face and shit. So... Goaty, man, it's a vibe. Good to see you, man. Gotti. Good to see you, man. How's everything?
Yeah. Manuel is doing a lot of contemplation, but most of them are of not going into that.
After drinking the healing potion, he thanks Spartan and allows him to help her up. And she'll say, looks over at the rift thing and says, I will not be going into that. My patron does not, that is not my path. Not today.
In response to that, Spartan will move move himself between Filion and the orb of what looks like death. And responds with, that is very fair. One's patron wants to keep their subject alive in order to do what they want them to do.
I feel like that is, yes, that is correct. She looks at the others individually and says, I feel very selfish to not offer to do this, meaning one of you would have to in my stead. I'm sorry.
It's only natural.
Yeah, no, it's a natural feeling. I mean, I myself don't relish going in there. My past doesn't make me a good candidate for that. I mean, you know, what's waiting for me on the other side. I just want to be around for as long as possible, and I think I have a lot of good that I could be doing on this plane instead of going into that one to make up for all the stuff that I've done in the past. No, Mikey, son, come back.
Come back.
What is this? I get a private message. Where the heck? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Putting your hand on the orb. What orb? The robot?
The robot?
The Nexus. It's the Nexus.
Oh! You're just gonna, like, touch it? And get up, like, you're not gonna, like, pelvic thrust into it? Like, that's the way to go. Ha! Well, okie dokie. Spartan is stepping up. Very interesting. You can very faintly see a figure inside the center of this. Perhaps the contrast of colors makes her easier to see than usual. But there indeed is our time mistress. In the center of the Nexus, hands outstretched, seemingly in all directions. She has a hand outstretched towards Zavara, Spartan, Moahula, and Peelyville all at the same time. Which just, I mean, she only has 2 arms. But all of you are seeing her almost from the front.
I'm going to say, what is this Hindu shit?
Spartan's going to proceed forward.
Alright.
As Spartan starts to step away from Fia, she'll put her hand on his shoulder and look at him. Are you sure? There's no coming back from this.
I'm quite sure. I feel like it's better I try than do nothing.
Is there anyone we can send a message to?
No. They're currently waiting. They've already long passed and they're waiting for me.
At that, Fia will cup your face and kiss you on the cheek and say, "Thank you, honorable warrior. We all appreciate this."
Yeah, your sacrifice will not go unremembered.
How far do you want me to walk in towards the orb?
Well, let's start with a couple of steps and we'll take it from there. What the Oh!
It's a lot of numbers.
Whoops, I slipped an extra 1 in there. Oops. How about 10 die 10? There we go, 48 points of damage seems more appropriate. This is...
Would that be halved?
It's force damage, so if you do resist force damage, then that would be correct. Yep, that would absolutely be halved. How's he doing it all the way from over there? I mean, at least move your token up behind him for reality's sake.
I was just getting a shove attack ready, just in case.
I'd say that would be a contested because I would shove you back.
Is that
The time mistress. Oh, what's up?
Oh no, I was just wondering if a shove attack would be, would you call it a contested roll? Or whether it's just AC?
A shove I don't know is contested, because that's a special combat maneuver, unlike a grapple, which is instantly contested. I think a shove might be hit their AC and push them 5 feet, but I could be mistaken. It's not something we use terribly often.
It would miss because my AC is 24.
Oh, I wasn't going to do it, and I was just curious.
Well, beyond that, he's like
You're not going to push the monkey.
He's 25 feet too far away, so if anything, he's pushing the droid into the effect. Oh, there he goes.
Don't worry, Spartan. Go into the absence of light.
Does anyone have any interactions they wish to do with this seemingly familiar Time Mistress? Most of our characters in this party who were here in Act 4 during the downtime going into Act 5, we absolutely recognize the character, but you're not certain if and how to interact with her.
Since we see her there, can my telepathy, is it able to contact her or no?
You wish to converse? Step in. You hear?
I already know that I'm not going to be stepping in there, but telepathically, I'd say to her, "What other advice, lessons do you have for us?"
That, my child, is entirely contingent upon the results of the potential sacrifice to come. Many things hang in the balance of this precise moment. I myself do not know what will happen.
Sorry, I stepped away. Did I miss anything?
Nothing too, nothing pertinent to your character here.
Savara is gonna move just a little bit closer and just call out and just ask, is Talania alive?
The question you ask has no finite answer. I myself stand at the center of the connection of all time and space, where the answer to your question is both yes and no, depending on the aspects in play.
That was a very unhelpful answer, but thank you.
I do apologize. I wish I could provide more definitive answers. If we are able to resynchronize the broken coalescence, perhaps our next meeting will be more fruitful. Spartan can see the Time Mistress, hands extended solely towards him. This is the perspective all of you can see now that he has entered the Maelstrom.
I'm going to step forward once again.
Manuel takes out his jar of rum and holds it up in salute.
Pour one out for the homies.
This one's for me, and this one's for my homies. Alright, well, I do not have anything in my bowl loaded for this moment, but we shall honor nonetheless with an Ashy Larry tribute right here. And Spartan, if you are stepping in all the way, this is the time to do so. You're tantalizingly close to those tiny little fingers. Despite her majestic presence, she does stand barely 5 feet high. And at this moment, I shall ask you to roll 1 die 20. Unmodified, unre-rollable. Let's see what you get. Not bad. Not bad. Our third highest roll of this set, so you know what that means. Okay, let's go to the checklist here. What do we have for Wednesday? Interesting. That's that then. She locks eyes with Spartan. You are willing to sacrifice your life in this moment. Why?
I feel it is only right. I've cheated death countless times. Others have been trying so hard to grow themselves and better themselves. Why should I have to stand by and potentially let them sacrifice themselves?
Perhaps it is yours that death has no power over thee. Perhaps your cheating death is your own manner of growing.
This time I accept death. Should that be my fate?
So be it, warrior. You are afforded a few final moments with which to say any farewells to your party, should you choose to do so. She releases you from the center of the Nexus if you wish to step back out for any final RP. Otherwise, we can proceed to the next event. And in either case, I'm going to take about 3 to 4 minutes here just to reload the gardening and check back in with you shortly. Are you with us?
It would have been interesting to be like, hey, Thursday already sacrificed, so that's the same table, so we should be good not to sacrifice, right?
One would hope.
Sadly, no.
If I had to sacrifice Dewdrop, every table got to sacrifice at least one person.
I was close to my Thursday character.
I mean, it is slightly sad that Spartan, I'm doing this for the party because of Spartan. Spartan has died like 3 times and has been brought back each time. Why not just accept it?
Although, like you said, it is interesting how this table is the rare table where there's not like several people who's like, I'll do it.
Right. Well, we've also talked about it the game where it's like, all right, we're not doing it because we've sacrificed like quite a few characters in quite a few campaigns, and it's like, it's time for somebody else to do it.
Hell, I ended up with an extra character.
Well, I was considering it, but then Don told me that if I did, then I would be like having a say in how the game goes, and I didn't want to do that.
Which is funny because most people are like, cool.
Well, I'm having trouble playing a barbarian, so I was willing to give her up, but I don't want to have any say in how the game goes. I don't know enough about the game to do that.
I think the biggest problem is that there's Gail has a lot of abilities. She just hasn't used a lot of them, and a lot of them are situational. So it's one of those things where I just have to, I knew we weren't doing a lot this game, but during the downtime, I'm gonna have to go over a character sheet with her and, have more in depth on what her abilities do and how they synergize with each other.
That is a good question about magic items and things to say. Spartan doesn't have a whole lot to say. He will just look at the party with acknowledgement towards how they have treated him, saying, "Thank you very much for your support throughout this battle in teaching me how important life is. I was ready to give up pretty much anything, just wanting death. You've given me a new outlook." And he's going to drop off all of his magic items so that way the party can utilize them in any way, shape, or form.
Is there anything you want to have go to someone specifically so we can make sure it gets to them?
I do have a great sword +2, a short sword +1, a long sword +1, and I have a ring of jumping, boots of speed, and a bag of holding. I have plate armor +1, a shield +2. Whoever's wanting to use those, y'all can have at it and potentially fight each other for it. I would think the magical greatsword would go to somebody with great weapon master.
Well, hello again, friends. I see some texting. I saw some chatting taking place. How we doing?
He had a speech. You missed it.
Good thing for recording. I will definitely have to go back and listen to that after.
And now he's basically stripping naked so we can have his stuff.
Oh, God.
I'm not stripping. I have other clothes on underneath the armor. You sick jerk.
Oh, man.
There was going to be other wordage, but I thought it pertinent to use other language.
I insist that you take my codpiece of holiness.
Okay, I've been trying to send like the CEM whatever stuff in the chat, but I can't get anything to send in the chat. So y'all are just gonna see Bree like looking at you guys really confused because she see that she like someone's crying and like other people are getting really emotional and she's just gonna like look around really confused.
We lost our API. Let me reset that then. My bad. Yeah, it crashed. Yep, restart. CEM should be functional again within the minute. If you have text that you typed and it didn't go through, you should be able to just up arrow in the chat log to get that back and type it in, and hopefully it reappears, or appears, I should say. Is that the, or are you still typing equipment that you're bestowing to the group here? Hey, Peely Beal looks like
I am indeed.
Okay, while you're doing that, looks like Peely Beal has touched into the Nexus briefly to the tune of 50 points of force damage.
Oh, Dan, you can shrink Moahula down. I don't think she's in rage anymore.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, Monkey Son's bigger. Monkey Son picks up his new little plaything, the Moahula doll.
Oh boy.
Ha ha ha.
There we go. Oh yeah, those potions will be helpful. All the droids in this sector are still deactivated, just standing perfectly frozen mid whatever task they were doing.
As he comes out to give us all this stuff, I want to give Spartan a good berry from myself to carry with him into the Nexus.
Those things are gross.
I shall graciously accept this.
I just didn't want you to be alone. To take some of me with you.
Manuel sees this, reaches into his pouch, pulls out a bottle of sake, and hands it over to Spartan. This is from me to take with you. May you never get thirsty on the other side.
Spartan shall dip his head in acknowledgement as if bowing slightly and raising the jug of sake.
Time Mistress announces to each of you telepathically, it is far from finite, but you have approximately 3 minutes.
Unfortunately, most of that's going to go just taking his armor off.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Feel
Yeah, everybody's going to have to assist him very quickly.
And I'll just have the normal clothes that are the fine clothes that are in the bag. I'll be wearing those.
It depends, like how unties bits.
I should probably type this in the chat as well of how much I have of this.
If you are committed to this path, the time is now.
You can divvy that gold up.
Oh my god! Does he have a bag of holding?
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say, where is he keeping all of that? Or does he have a bank slip and an ATM receipt?
Prison pocket.
Oh, Ozzy's gonna take some more damage because he wants that gold. Or, I'm sorry, Peely. He's stealing it. It's
Yoink.
Peely, Steely. Steely, Peely. 47 points of force damage there. Worth it!
Note, I specifically said divvy it up.
I don't know you, ghost person. Never seen you before.
41,000 gold pieces. Oh my goodness.
I've been stocking it up.
I guess so. Somebody's collecting gold. Like it's going out of style. It might be. Next up on the Betray the Party, or parties simultaneously, are the Yuuzhan Vong Money Changers. Aha, we've been giving you fool's gold this whole time, you fools. I promised I would never take your magic items away again. I didn't say anything about your gold coins.
I mean, if you want all of the tables to go hunt down every single Yuuzhan Vong in the galaxy, that's the way to do it.
I mean, I couldn't get the original Star Wars What If parties to do it, so I feel like I need to build, like, unprecedented amounts of heat so that that's exactly what happens.
And with one final turn, when he drops off the gold, and with one final turn, he says, "It's been an honor fighting alongside each and one of you."
Ahsoka gives a bow to Spartan in response. Your sacrifice will be remembered. This day will live in legend.
Peely will join them.
Ahsoka doesn't look like she's interested in the coins anyway. I mean, she has use for money for Spartan survival, no pun intended, but she still kind of adheres to the Jedi aspect in that respect, that she doesn't like acquire or anything.
About to say, does Spartan like continuously take damage while inside the Nexus?
Once he is connected with the Time Mistress, he does not. But if he's just hanging out in there and he's not committed to grasping her hand, then that is exactly what happens.
About to say, yeah. Having resistance to all damage, that's quite overpowered.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that would be heinous. But fortunately, once you have committed, your life is essentially hers, or the Nexus's, or the powers that be, to do with what they will. So there's really no point in taking damage, because you're about to take enough damage to remove you from play entirely. And speaking of which, first thing that happens is Spartan seems to explode in a burst of bright light. The Nexus immediately stills before quickly wisping away. Now she's very hard to see, but she is still floating right here. The Time Mistress extends both arms towards the skies, and she likewise dissipates, leaving the lab ominously silent. All of the droids are still deactivated. And here you guys are with a Death Star's worth of Kyber crystal, if you have the means to harvest it and the time. Actually, it's Yuuzhan Vong Kyber crystal. It's phony Kyber. Alrighty. Let's go through the list here. We've done this 5 times already. Most of our players should be familiar with this process by now. If you're not, this is DJ's decision. All of you may, of course, weigh in out of game how you feel this would benefit the rest of the party, because he is making this decision for the rest of the party. His new character will not benefit in any way from the benefits about to be bestowed. There are...
Why would you give me such a power?
You are the 6th And final to have such a choice here, and as stated, the one who merges with the Nexus, who sacrifices themselves to it, whatever the terminology is, because of the time-pressing nature of it, it was all kind of very ambiguous. But it was known that whoever sacrificed themselves would have the ability to channel their life force into altering the campaign setting for the remainder of Act 5. This is where we cover those options. There are 9 in total. You will get to choose one of them. The first 8 are available to every table. The 9th one is the unique one for Wednesday only. Go through each of these one at a time. Gloom Vision to all characters. If your character is an Underdark race and you have 120 feet of dark vision or 90 feet of dark vision, or you're a warlock with Devil's Sight and 300 feet of dark vision, and this gloom of 60 feet has been repressing your vision this entire campaign, Gloom Vision will instantly remove that. This will apply to all characters. Of course, most characters have 60 feet of dark vision or some form of light, so you may not notice any change, but for a character, I believe, like Fia, she would certainly notice a major improvement to her line of sight, which could in turn impart some unique, interesting opportunities for scouting for the rest of the group in the second half of this campaign. Second option, a Beskar Cachet, 25,000 Beskar bucks for each player in the form of a coupon. You can apply that partially to a lot of things at once. You can apply it towards a bigger thing that you're working towards. Choice is entirely yours. Option number 3, add standard superpowers to any who do not already have them. This would be a interesting benefit for this group. I think we have 3 characters at this table who do not have superpowers. Option 4, our NPC level threshold will meet the party minimum level, i.e. all of our NPCs back at home base that are currently sitting level 2, level 3, they are all going to bump up to level 7. Option 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, this is
That's
option 5. Yeah, my bad. I was like, I don't even need to number them anyway. I'm just going to throw myself off, and then I'm going to start going option E, F, G, 8, 9. When your table is assigned their weekly mercantile, you have all common items, you have some uncommon, and you have a few less rare items. This option will open very rare magic items for this table and this table alone at our weekly mercantile. The next option, it's definitely the most basic one, but the benefits have been proven. 3 Phoenix Downs and 2 anti-oranges for every character. This effectively gives every character like a field medic kit right here to revive fallen characters. It also allows you to resist any infections that may happen to you as the result of a poor saving throw. The next option, a red card draw from the deck of many things for each character. This can vary. It can be your character is very rich. Your character goes up a level or 2. I don't know how impactful the Sun card is at this level. I mean, 50,000 XP is a lot, but it might only be 2 levels, maybe 3 for characters at this stage of the game. You could get something that may be not as useful, but I mean, they're all good benefits. It's just it's a scale of how good. The final general option is during our endgame battle versus the table boss, which for our Wednesday, Thursday tables is Zastam. You will have advantage on all attacks for the first 10 rounds of that engagement. And now to our unique choice. This is perhaps the most complex and wordy of them all. So if it's not self-explanatory, I completely get it. We will be adding 5 permanent force points to all of our Wednesday characters. If your character is, or I'm sorry, if you are an Epic subscriber, a super supporter, whatever the case may be in that respect, where you already have force points, these are upgraded to die 10s, because most of you who already have those already have the upgrade to die 8s, so this is going to upgrade them 1 scale even higher. So it's going to give all of our players a pool of force points at die 6 value, but for our characters who are higher level subscribers, it's going to increase your existing pool to die 10s. We will go over these one more time. Just in brief, Gloom Vision for each character, 25,000 Beskar for each character, a superpower to any character who doesn't already have one, a standard level superpower. Our NPCs will reach the party threshold level minimum. Our mercantile access will have very rare magic items. 3 Phoenix Downs and 2 anti-oranges for each character. A red card draw from the deck of many things. Advantage on our attacks for 1 minute during the endgame battle versus the table boss. Or the addition of a pool of force points / upgraded force points for our existing characters here. I am also going to show you this. If you didn't catch it last Thursday, their order of events comes before yours. So this applies to both tables, but they were the first ones to get to see it. The regional map has been completely unlocked. We now have access to see all of the landscape around us. This will aid our path for the second half of the adventure. Likewise, I'm going to open this up to you guys. Your little trail of adventure that I've been keeping track of throughout our campaign. Get that one. Yep, we got over here. You guys have been around this map quite a bit compared to our other table. I know you've almost walked like 3 miles. There we go. So, yeah, you can kind of trace your starting point here from Tank's Castle east over to Falling Skies Village, the Kabuki Shrine, down to Shizukesa, to the island of, oh god, it's a Tarask! And then back up, back across the bridge, over here to the Snow Peak Monastery, our weird journey through time, back down through Snow Peak, and then up here to our current location. And let's check. Okay, yeah, that's fitting. Okay, let's set this up. White backdrop. Thursday. When they completed their sacrifice event, in addition to unlocking the map and getting their table choice, they also removed Zastam's lair abilities. This is the final benefit of the sacrificed character from that table. And the Time Mistress will be passing all this information on to you when we get into the downtime. It's not like your characters instantly know this, but when things stabilize and she reports the results of these sacrifices, the information for each of our tables will be readily available. So Zastam will not get those extra attacks on initiative count of 20 like our villains typically do. For our table here, you have now revealed the location of Zastam's phylactery. And of course, it's over here.
Gosh, the crew was so close.
Now we know why, perhaps, in our future Tangle Through Time, our characters were so insistent on battling the Tarrasque and getting into the shrine at this location. Whereas before it was, oh god, it's a Tarrasque, we need to run. Additionally, when we firmly get into downtime, all of our pairs of tables, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, Sunday, you're going to have the opportunity to collaborate as far as which side of the plot each of our tables go down. One of our tables is likely to want to go for this because it will definitely be of benefit when we have the end game against Zastam. That is an interesting one as well. We know where Strahd lives on Sunday nights. He's living in that coalesced Las Vegas in the Orange Enemir realm. But for Wednesday, Thursday, we don't know where Zastam is on this board. Same thing with Monday, Tuesday. We do not know where Acererak hangs his hat. And you know he's got a lot of them because he's only a head. Literally the only fashion accessory he can don aside from like a bandana or some shit.
Y'all are making me think.
That's Tam dressed as Rambo. Zastambo.
I need it so bad right now.
I mean, I'd rather see a Acererak dressed as Rambo so he could like rock the red bandana. Just be a floating skull with the red bandana and like the weird like tilted mouth.
In the final bit with Zastam, each of his minions need to be dressed as a different like 80s action hero.
Well, then of course Strahd has everybody on his side dressed like old Vegas performers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna get wild when we get to Vegas, man. I've been wanting to do a solid Vegas zombie
What's wrong
campaign.
with being a Vegas performer?
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing. You're just now Strahd's minion.
Well, that's true. I'm not even like, Siegfried and Roy the minion.
Fuck.
I'm not even Greg Corin the minion.
Hey, Greg Corin's a good dude. We had him on one of our episodes of Roleplaying Unlimited Out of Character a couple of years ago. I actually had that on a replay a month or so ago and caught bits of that. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, no, he's an awesome guy.
Loving seeing all this chat here in Twitch land. I do lament that I can't always keep up with that there, but that's not what it's about. That chat's not for me. That's for you guys. You guys are the community, and it warms my heart, makes my day when I see you all hanging out with each other. We have had 2 tables select the red card so far. I think we've only had 1 table choose their unique benefit. What else did we have? Yep,
Monday table took superpowers.
Yep, 2 tables did superpowers, 2 tables did red cards, and 1 table took their unique power, which was Thursday. They got the epic boon of fortitude for all their characters.
Red cards would be nice.
That's what it's come down to. Either that or one of my own choice.
Like I said, I just love the gamble of it. Like what you're going to get, you don't even know.
3 Phoenix down and 2 anti-oranges.
Let me use them all right now.
This is gut wrenching.
Something different. Something different. Just in case, I better start getting the deck ready though, because it is not prepared for such a thing. But keep discussing. I'm just gonna get it ready just in case.
It's going to be endgame battle advantage.
Ooh, interesting. Okie dokie. Wednesday. Endgame battle advantage. Alright.
That was my gut. That's what my gut told me.
Well, that's a time saver.
I mean, it's not like it's a bad option. Like,
It's not, because if you really think about it, the luck you would have to be lucky in order to get a good draw on the red card. You would, in order to get something potentially positive, because you could get something completely negative and just nerf your character.
No, red cards are all positive.
Yeah, just so you're fully aware, the red card means that it would only be the good cards. But they're not all, even the good ones are not all 100% useful all of the time. But, like, we wouldn't be able to get, like, the Void or anything like that. Those would be pulled out.
Of course, my mind also went to the weekly mercantile, but though you like my character Spartan came in, he didn't have a whole lot of magic items, and he gained magical items throughout the time. We gained magical items very easily.
That's true.
don't say that. He'll start making it harder for us to get magical items.
Very true. And I was also thinking for the Gloom Vision, some people already have, like, vision additives. Like, Spartan had True Sight. I could see through the gloom perfectly fine. But it also means that other people wouldn't have that ability as well.
Right. As Dan mentioned earlier, I think Thaleen was the only one who had extended dark vision. Everybody else had like 60 feet, if they had dark vision at all.
It was, so the reason why you guys discussed it with me was because I wanted to see as well what all the common denominator was, what everybody all wanted. And the end game result, that was a few of the options for about 60% of you. And the red card was in everybody's.
I mean, the extra minute of advantage would be nice, but how many of us are going to be able to attack him in that minute? You know, all he has to do is throw a ton of minions at us for 10 rounds, and we're done. We have no advantage against him.
That's the difference between if I know, between me knowing and Zastam knowing that you guys have this advantage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, in the spirit of the reward, Dan's not going to do that.
Oh, for sure. Like, we might get 2 or 3 rounds into it, and he's like, why are they so effective? And he, like, tries to back off, but, I mean, we've got characters with 150 feet speed and all kinds of maneuvering capabilities that might be able to inhibit that to some degree as well, so...
Yeah, but I'm also not. We also don't know what minions Zastam is going to come with already. You know, you may have already pre-planned that battle and going, okay, because we fought a ton of minions in the other huge battle that came up.
Sure.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Zastam is not going to stand there by himself and go, I could take
Oh,
all these
definitely
people
not.
on.
Definitely not. Because
He's
I mean,
seen us in
oh
action,
yeah,
so
we know that we know all the end game battle, or all the end game bosses are going to have minions. That was, in fact, I believe, one of the Monday Tuesday abilities is a Sarak's minion count is going to be removed, and how that happens will be in fitting, just absolutely ridiculous and stupid and hilarious. How a Sarak loses his minions, and when we get to that map, I'm basically just going to remove X amount of them, and then I'll maybe show you guys the ones that would have been there had that not happened.
The question I do have, though, is this going to be like kind of how the superpower is, where it's advantage no matter what, or is it cancelable by disadvantage?
I would say the former. Always advantage.
Okay, that's pretty cool then.
Yeah. Yeah, we shouldn't have it counterable by general circumstance rolls, I would think. Advantage on attacks for the first minute or advantage on rolls. It's all rolls. The event, like for somebody like Peely who's trying to do that, like insight deception check, like that would certainly apply.
Which would be pretty fucking cool.
That could be very helpful.
Because that includes saving throws.
Saving, yep, defensive as well. Yep.
All rolls.
Yep, the first 10 rounds of combat, which could be huge. I don't even know that Nihilus went much more than 10 rounds. It did take us 4 nights in a row to play, but we began that battle with like almost 100 pieces on the board, so I feel like we got 1 round done the first 4-hour session, and then it got a little easier as minions started dropping, and I started dropping some of the characters as well. But even still, I feel like we maybe did like 6 or 7 rounds total with Nihilus.
Then that is my choice.
Very, very good. Alrighty, well, before we head off to our halftime here, we do have a bit of a shorter session here, as everything from this point out is largely narrative. I could see it getting into a bit of a tangle, but I'm going to try my best to ensure that doesn't happen. PCs will be PCs, though, so we'll see that on the other half of the break. I didn't want to tell anybody this. I didn't want to hint at it. I didn't want to influence. There is a secret bonus for all tables. If all tables commit a sacrifice. We are 6 of 6. The hidden bonus. We will be accelerating our level up progression once again and increasing the maximum campaign level by 1. The minimum campaign level when we conclude is now 13 instead of 12. And instead of the next level up taking place in November, we'll probably do August or September. Once we come back from our downtime, we'll get a couple of adventures in, and then we'll have all of our tables level up again. And then we'll get back to our November, January, February, whatever the schedule is after that. I've posted that all up in table info. But that is the final benefit of such life force being committed to stabilizing the realms that we all call home. It is going to increase all of our surviving characters' overall power, and it is going to also increase the new characters' surviving power. There's really no fair way to separate, well, you sacrificed your characters so you don't benefit from this level up, like the advantage on attacks for the final minute kind of thing. That's another interesting loophole as well, is DJ chose one of the benefits that will benefit his new character coming into the party. Whereas Gloom Vision for all of our characters, superpowers for the people who didn't already have them, red card draws, things of that nature, his character would not benefit from. Very rare magic item access for the table. He could arguably benefit from that with his next character. But there were a few that are selective only for the surviving characters. There are a few that might have had some loopholes that our new characters could likewise take advantage of. And this is one of them right there. We are going to have an accelerated level up once again, and a max campaign level up progression. So by the time we wrap this all up in April, 13th level characters minimum. I imagine every character is going to be at least level 14 or 15 between Beskar redemptions, Hype Train redemptions, annual subscriptions, what have you. We will check in about 10 minutes with the final second half of our mid-season finales before we take a month off, friends. See you shortly with the last bit of Are You Gaming?
That was another thing that I had to think about, because my character wouldn't be able to partake in part of the future things.
So what you're saying is you're selfish.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I will say that much.
Nah, it's obviously good that you get something out of sacrificing your character, you know.
I did.
Honestly,
I did love that character though.
other than like eventually going up against Vecna or whatever, I would say Zaztam is the one of the three bosses I'm most concerned about.
If I had Spartan for that fight, I feel like Zastan would have a hard time dealing with Spartan as just one person. He would have to have something ganging up on Spartan, while everybody else would have to deal with their battles.
I'm not sure that's the case, because we watched you get pretty quickly tooled down in that angel fight.
That was before I had the unique power.
That doesn't apply to saving throws, though. If he
Very
dominates you.
Having the Indomitable was helpful.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, so the advantage on that first 10 rounds for all roles is money, for sure, in fighting him.
Especially for everybody. Because 10 rounds, that's gold. Because a lot can happen in 10 rounds.
Then why didn't you just pick that in the first place instead of letting us go through all that discussion? Just say, I've decided for everybody.
Because there was a discussion.
Well, it ended up not being a discussion. It ended up being chosen for us.
It didn't need to be a discussion in the first place. It was his choice all along. He just wanted to know what we thought.
And he was asked to go with his gut.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes sense, Spartan being a fighter, for wanting us to be at our peak during the final battle. It's like he's still fighting with us at in the final battle.
Yeah, it does definitely make sense from the in-game perspective.
I'm just imagining Spartan as a force ghost as we kill Zastan.
Yeah, he was fun to play, but his time came. My brother actually told me an interesting theory about fighters and knights, that they're retainers. You could potentially have a squire that is an NPC that just follows the party. and you would just be able to talk to the squire because it is, in all technicality, a knight in training, and he would fight alongside us. It would just be a very much more lower level character than what we already have, what we already are.
Yeah, in these situations, they're more likely to just die.
That was the other thing. If it was a squishy squire, well, then it's just a waste of an NPC slot. Because I even talked to Dan. He's like, well, this would take up the entire NPC slot for the party, and it wouldn't be able to have anybody else be involved. Mandalorian type stuff.
Yeah. When's Baby Yoda going to show up?
And now you'll have to think of a new character.
I have a few ideas, but Dan said I would have to talk to him about any potentials.
Yeah, you might have something special planned for all the newcomers.
I was thinking, like, monks I've been pretty good at. I mean, I can play any type of character, but monks have been going down the right path for me, but I'll think of something.
I will say that this party has been light on magic and or healing, as far as other groups might be concerned.
I'm not sure if you've been watching J-Man's games, but my Twilight Cleric has been keeping that party alive.
No, I don't watch J-Man's games at all.
No, not at all.
Nope, he has nothing to do with them.
My God, that's the best. How do we clip that? That's the best.
He's confused because it doesn't say J-Man, it says Conduit.
Don't you recognize my voice, motherfucker?
Along with half this table, basically.
J-Man,
And J-Man, starring in Stolen Identity 2. Who are you? I'm you. And who am I? You're me.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize Zavara had magic. Are you a warlock?
Hold on, what am I playing? Oh, I have too many characters. No, I'm a sorcerer.
Oh, okay. I guess I just haven't seen you use a lot of it yet.
I think I've been involved in one fight so far.
Okay.
What good is a sword against sorcery?
And I used one of my actions to kill all the zombies without magic.
Oh,
At
that's
least
right.
my personal magic. So yeah, I haven't really had much chance to use it at all. I did lightning bolt last session though.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I'm shadow magic sorcerer.
But I'm not trying to get
Dutch.
sued by Disney, Lucasfilm, or John Williams, but cue the Imperial March theme. As upon exiting the cave, look what's dominating the landscape above us.
It's a ride.
In case we don't see it, it's this thing. Yeah. There are likewise the area around you completely inundated with Imperial personnel. There are stormtroopers, officers, death troopers, just everywhere that you guys can see. There are likewise flame troopers that are just laying waste to the bamboo forest around the Kyber cave. Your characters have about a 50-foot separation from them at this point, but even that, looking around, none of you see any way to escape their cordon by natural means. I mean, even if you sneak at your best, you're going to have to come within a few feet of at least a squad or a group of them. So your plans to get out of here appear to be stymied, at least in the immediate, by a very, very strong Imperial presence that appears to be very interested in this Kyber Crystal Cave.
I assume Ahsoka is still with us?
She is. She is definitely... This is definitely having an impact as she looks around at the scene and just simply shakes her head. This is not good. I don't suppose any of you have a starship on standby that can come and swoop us away? Preferably one made of Beskar alloy that can withstand heavy turbo laser bombardment. Where did Fia go?
So helpful. How far away are we from our home base?
Not far at all. I mean, distance on this map is 3,000 feet as the crow flies.
Definitely within turbo laser range.
Yeah.
Because I have one idea, but it's kind of stupid, and I don't know if it'll actually work.
Oh, please tell me it's teleport.
No. So,
Damn it.
if we... this is so stupid. If we all hold hands, I can cast darkness where I can still see, and then you all just kind of follow me, and we just walk slowly back.
And of course, while they can't see into the giant globe of darkness, they can certainly follow it wherever it goes.
But they may not be as versed in the ways of magic. They may think it's a natural shadow effect.
I mean, there's a
Or
lot
the
of
gloom is probably messing with their vision as well.
yeah. So it's like if the gloom helps us out, if once we get far enough, they might not continue following it. I don't know. I said it was a stupid idea. That's all I got. Well, yes, Peely, that is why I said we all have to hold hands, you know?
We're under attack!
I would still be able to see.
So would Fia as well.
Gilliby will just start slashing out in front of him, assuming we're under attack.
So Fia, nobody can see her, but she'll address, I guess, Ahsoka, since she knows the most about this organization of people. And she'll say, can these people, they seem to have quite an army with them. Can they be of aid to us against our enemies?
She shakes her head slowly, and her eyes are drawn to a shuttle descending from the Star Destroyer to the ground, right at about that 50-foot mark from where your characters are huddled around the cave entrance. There's something wrong with that vessel. I sense a disturbance in the Force. Let's bring somebody in.
Oh dear.
We hinted at him a number of months back, and I'm a man of my word, especially in this respect. Ben, he will always be with us, and Darth Kallus will be a villain most fondly remembered in the days to come, as he menacingly starts striding around the area, his senses seemingly drawn to something right near the cave entrance. He has with him a half-dozen troopers armored in black reflective, very sleek-looking armor. Blaster rifles are drawn, and they are imminently towards your direction. And Ahsoka instinctively grabs both lightsabers as if prepared for battle. How about the rest of us?
I'm gonna get prepared, so she's getting prepared.
Same, pull out the lightsaber.
Bree will like immediately prepare her bow, like she is ready to go.
Fia would ask around, do we have a bulb in case we need to escape?
I believe we do.
If we have the means to escape, I suggest we take it. This is a suicide if we get into a combat. She looks around at the hundreds of stormtroopers gathered nearby, and there's only 7 approaching us, but any sign of combat will draw this entire platoon towards us.
Yeah, I'm guessing the bull might be our best escape.
Who has it?
I'm pretty sure I have one. I don't think I used mine yet. So I'll use the bulb that I have.
Just get out of here.
Who's got it? Time is not on your side here. We're gonna burn one, or we're gonna burn some initiative here. We can
We're burning one. Burning.
All right. Get a combat map ready if need be. And
We don't need one. We're burning a bulb.
That's right. That's what I'm hearing. So we will shift this to the back, and we will shift our characters here. As the brief flicker of the portal's magic, I mean, by this point, this Darth whatever and his platoon are already maybe 25 feet away from you. The sight of the portal instantly draws their attention, and he starts a breakneck run towards your location. Each of you make it through the portal, and thanks to the specifications of it, he's fast enough that you're guessing he might have been able to dive in after you if the gossamer bulbs were not specific as to who you could allow in and restrict. And I'm assuming that your characters didn't say, all of us plus that Sith guy can come through. So there's just kind of a brief stare down on both sides of the gossamer tunnel before it closes fully. And this site, this region, is now under Imperial occupation. I was thinking it. And that brings us all back here.
I was going to say, is communication possible through the tunnel?
We've never tried it. It stays open for 1 minute. I would guess maybe it takes like 4 or 5 rounds for all of us to get through at the most, and then by that point he's up to the tunnel.
I would see if I can telepathically connect through the tunnel at least.
The link is there. You sense frustrated, heavy breathing.
Then I would say to him telepathically, we face the same enemy, an enemy that wants everything to be dead and rotting and feasting on flesh. Why do you hunt us?
Man, that natural 20 always falls onto the 8. I think these dice are rigged.
Reroll.
He does not respond, but you are fully convinced that he hears and understands what you're saying. The tunnel closes shortly thereafter. That brings us back home to Tank's Castle, where we have a few last-minute updates here before we close things out tonight. Yeah, I was expecting maybe about an hour shorter than usual, because we were a bit ahead of the curve, and depending on how much RP we decided to fill the time with, which was very substantial and good tonight. Definitely thought that it would not be our usual session length here.
I'll turn to Ahsoka and ask, do you know who that was?
I've never seen him or heard of him, but very powerful. The dark side I could sense.
I was able to contact his mind and asked him why he hunts us when we have the same enemy. He did not reply, though I know he was there and he understood.
I sensed great malevolence, directed towards us in particular. It definitely seems he bears some grudge. And of course, for
Let's
our
begin.
downtime, we'll have all kinds of opportunity to bond with our other table here. Thursday picked themselves up a pretty sweet Kazimiri Humvee back during their visit to the Cyberpunk City. I'm sure we'll collaborate all about that. I'm sorry, continue though.
And I said we could probably easily see the ship from base too, right?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the gloom notwithstanding, it's still just a dark shadow in that section of the gloom above our lines of sight.
Our Humvee has a railgun.
Yeah, but it's front facing, so like we gotta like kind of park up on a hill at an angle, try and shoot this thing.
Get
also,
the ramp.
Also, the range limitation is a bit of a bitch. Ideally, we would just drive up onto this bridge right here where we could get closer. Oh, the TIE fighter blew right through it. That's not an option. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so in addition to Thursday crew having completed their adventures right around the same time, maybe an hour before you this evening, returning back home via the Gossamer Bulb, which, as it turns out, can admit a vehicle. Or, actually, no, I am mistaken. Thursday is the lone exception. They burned an extra Gossamer Bulb, escorting a number of survivors from the villages here in the rice fields. And they Gossamer bulbed them back to safety, meaning that at this point in the campaign, they were down to 2 compared to all the other tables 3. So, unlike any of our other tables, they did have the opportunity to drive their newly acquired vehicle through terrain that they had already cleared, unlike our Sunday morning table that just picked up a semi-truck. They had literally just come into the region through a series of ice caves. I mean, there's no way to drive the semi back through that. Our Sunday evening characters as well were basically too far away from their home base to drive back and have it be feasible. It'd be like a drive all night through the dark, risking tons of encounters and potentially the death of more characters. That all to say, we have a Humvee here that Wednesday crew might be able to convince Thursday to part with, if you so choose. Otherwise, they'll probably hold on to it and use it for their future adventures. Also of note, and we will deal with this entirely during our downtime, I don't plan on any RP in this, but this guy's here. And very much in command of his castle, as he should be. This is his castle. He got it from the deck of many things. I will also note that his character was completely alone when he was supposedly killed by Zastam. Our other characters who did go out there to investigate later on found just empty sky and nothing else at the top of the Snow Peak Monastery. So Tank and Noboru are currently collaborating amongst themselves upon your arrival. Again, more details to come on that when we get into downtime officially. Let me just check my notes, make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. Oh, it's Tink instead of Tank.
Well, Bia's going to be real concerned if she sees a Lantirthi here as well and be like, oh, hell, we got to kill them both.
Oh, God, Lantirthi is not here. So we have not yet discovered that potential future thread that we seem to have got ourselves into during the time travel fiasco. That is it for all my notes right there. I do have...
I forgot I chose to traumatize Fia by killing off Lantirthi. My bad, Fia.
Whoops.
Although, secretly she's relieved because the future she saw of Lantirthi and Tank murdering many people isn't going to happen now because Lantirthi died. And, well, Tank kind of did.
Well,
too,
fuck! If I knew that was gonna happen, I wouldn't have killed her. God damn.
But Tank supposedly died too, and now he's here. So if Lantirthi just shows up, I'm going to be really concerned.
I mean, necromancy exists.
What you really want to be concerned about is if Uncle Ben returns to life, because he's like the exempt one. Everybody else is kind of subject to clone, evil twins, alter reality versions. If Uncle Ben ever returns, we might have something truly devious.
Well, it actually happened once. He did a deal with Mephisto.
Oh, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It could only happen from something devious.
Yeah.
The curry company. The rice, yeah. No, I'm talking about Spider-Man's uncle.
That makes slightly more sense.
Or the Tim Curry Company?
Yeah. So here are a few things. Let me get the downtime checklist. Yep. Okay. We have this. Yep. Oh, I wrote that one while I was driving, so that one's all spelled wrong.
Spartan can't partake in the fight.
What fight?
The brawl and the downtime brawl.
Ah, yes, the extreme sparring. Okay, so we are going to once again connect all of our tables during downtime via our Gossamer links. We're not going to have to expend anything in this respect. This is going to be the return of the Time Mistress herself and the stabilization, as it were, of the realms that we currently call home. We're effectively going to have a Triforce, our home bases at each point, and Gossamer bulbs connecting each of them via ethereal tunnels. So our characters will have the opportunity to interact with characters from other realities. That is how all characters will be eligible to downtime train from any other character, even if they're not at your table, over the 3-day downtime to come. We have 2 Comet cards to resolve. I do not recall offhand who exactly the characters are. I feel like one of them is Mark from Sunday Morning, and I think one of them is J-Man, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, one of my characters says that. I think it's either Vale or Galric.
Beautiful. Look at that. That's what happens when you let your brain develop before you get into the 420. I will always maintain on that. Don't do drugs when you're a kid. Wait till you're an adult. My brain still works.
Is the Comet the one
somewhat
with
decently.
the castle?
That is the throne, which hopefully nobody drew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
I
one
thought
person.
Gil drew it a long time ago.
Good God, I hope not.
I mean, I'll check her sheet and everything just to check it out.
Yeah. I specifically built like entire plots and angles to allow those to resolve, and hopefully that is not something that we have to go through again. I did have one person, as part of their guaranteed red card draw, get one of those, and we just removed it because we don't want to have to go through another 4 or 6 sessions just to get another home base on the map. And then, yes, Xavier did draw one just this past Sunday, but I allowed that one to stand because it was a panic draw, and I did state at the time that there are no promises that I will create a story angle for that if the group themselves find themselves in a position where they want to go off and explore a potential keep and clear it at the expense of maybe not focusing on the main plot. That's entirely possible.
Okay,
But,
again, yes, we did check. Gale does have a throne card.
Mother.
So do you want to rectify that during downtime, or do you want to just have her draw a new card?
That is not something I am prepared to answer right now. That is something that I feel like 7 months ago I was like, okay, everything is resolved, right? Everybody's got their bonuses. We're good to move on with something else. And then there's always something that slips through the cracks that half a year later comes and surprises me that I cycle back to the beginning of this sentence. I am not prepared to answer right now. We will get to that during our downtime.
Cool.
That is
Well,
something
you know now, so.
that is something I need to add to my checklist here, with an exclamation point and a question mark after it.
Was I supposed to do something with that?
Not necessarily. I think I just when I post. First of all, where do you recall where it came from? What the source was?
It was the last time you had us all do a red card draw.
Or no, it may have come from her game, her Lost game.
Yeah, and those all feel recent enough that I've already designed the adventures to get new home bases, and we've resolved them. So I feel like any throne cards drawn during that era, I would have instantly had the same reaction I'm having now of no, and I would have let her redraw it instantly. So that's why I'm completely caught off guard here as to where it came from and how it's been kind of sitting around this entire time. So I'm almost wondering. I'm almost wondering, did it come from the Facebook review? But I mean, if that's the case, like wouldn't that have gone to Katarina back in Coalescence 1 through 3? I don't even know that this character would have that. So now I'm trying to remember which red card draw it was. Maybe it was. It's just something I got to figure out. So not worth devoting a whole lot of time to right now. It's a curiosity we'll definitely have to sort through.
It wasn't that long ago, and it wasn't like 7 months ago. It's fairly recent.
Gotcha. So
yeah, we could look at that and try to find it another
for
time.
sure. Yeah, dates attached to ephemeral bonuses like those are also always helpful. Like I'm starting to think maybe it came from the hype train. Every participant got a red card draw, but I mean that was also. Again, that was 2 months and 5 days ago, which is after the point that we've resolved all of the throne card quests, and I'm caught in that circle of I would have never allowed it, so it somehow slipped through, regardless of the case.
That sounds like it, actually.
That is quite possible, and I don't think the the hype train channel included your red card draw gains. Like I posted all of the benefits, all the magic items, any powers or what have you that anybody gained from that. Those were all accurately accounted for, but as far as the red card draw, I feel like that was something that we just kind of did at the start of a session and then moved on from that. Okie dokie. So additionally, to come back to full circle here, 2 comet cards. Those are going to be resolved. I will find a way to introduce a plot in that respect so that we can see those comic cards made given their full use, given their full gain. So for J-Man's character and Mark's character on Sunday morning, they will be getting a level up. That is something you can just go ahead and knock out whenever you want. You don't have to wait for me to post the narrative about it in the channel. Check what we got here. Aw, thank you. We have Tank. Yep, we're going to have some more details with Tank. We're going to have the Time Mistress return. We're going to have some narrative cutscenes involving our villains and what they're doing during this downtime. Likewise, we're going to have a connection between one character at this table and one character at the Sunday night table. Both of them particularly bound by the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young.
Hey!
Sunday evening, you guys made a major boo-boo. You guys fucked up in a big way, and it's going to come back to bite you during downtime. You remember everybody's favorite NPC, Jung? She's coming back, and she's a little disappointed that you guys didn't make a more concentrated effort to assure her return. We had to go about it a different way. And let's get into something extremely interesting here. Ahsoka will be a common link between all of our tables during this downtime event. I am still not certain how we're going to work this. I think we're going to basically make it a commitment kind of thing, but I am still assembling the bones of a new class for 5e, and it is the Jedi class. This is a class that Ahsoka will be on hand to train other characters in during our downtime. Of course, many of our characters will not be getting level ups during this downtime, so that creates a little bit of a conundrum right there, as her training will be integral for any character who wants to pick up this path. The big thing in that respect is that your next level must be devoted to the Jedi class. If you're already in a multi-classing, or you've already built your character out however many levels ahead of time, and you're thinking, well, I'd love to pick up the Jedi class, but not until level such and such, that is not something that an exception will be made for you. This is the point right here during downtime. There probably will not be another opportunity between between our downtime and the end game of Act 5. So if any characters are interested in picking up the Jedi class, I will be posting the details about it before anybody has to commit to it. You will have that option. You'll have to spend some of your downtime training with Ahsoka. This won't consume any training, learning points, anything in that nature. It's basically just a narrative device to add that option back to your character. This is also a way of tying our coalescence back together, as Acts 1 through 3 had a very heavy Final Fantasy and Star Wars influence that we dialed down to 0 at the start of this campaign. But I did tell you that these were still out there, and they would be relinking back up with the campaign at some point. This is that point. If the events of this table over the last few sessions weren't any indication, this is certainly a pretty big indicator. The arrival of Ahsoka. Likewise, the Nihilist cultists and the sheer amount of lightsabers that we've had. Kolthar, likewise, offering a brief glimpse into some Jedi training during our Streamiversary celebration back in April. We've definitely been hinting at it for a while. And at this point, all of our pieces of the coalescence are in play. We've got Star Wars. We've got Agent Orange as the major backdrop. We're, of course, playing a lot of D&D and Enemir as heavy influence for a couple of our tables, Forgotten Realms and Dragonlance for the other two. And we got superpowers. It's all here. It's all happening. It's all coming together. That is that right there. Let me check one last thing. Downtime checklist. Okay. That's everything I had to cover. So I am thinking, oh, what's going on? Seth Misano out there following us on Facebook. Thank you kindly. Before we officially close out tonight's stream and go into our downtime, I'm going to turn it over to y'all for a few moments for any thoughts, comments, what have you, for our campaign. 22 sessions. We started this last August. By the time we return, a month from now-ish, it's going to be late July, August again. So we're about a full year into this with another 6 to 8 months of Act 5 ahead of us. Very, very exciting stuff. I'm always very eager to share the tabletop with each of you, and most of our tables for this campaign have just been so much more stable than we had during Acts 1 through 3 while we were still trying to build everything. Everybody was getting to know each other. A lot of people were trying to decide if RU was the gaming experience they wanted. If it was not what they wanted, everybody's got their preference in that respect. But what we have ended up with is a very solid gaming family, and I'll I'll put our schedule up against any other gaming group out there. We have not had a canceled session in over a year that was not at least rescheduled and made up for. We did 22 sessions for 6 tables in 1 year. All of them ran perfectly apace. That's just beyond anything I've ever seen any gaming group do. And that's maybe like half me and half all of you, because I mean I can only show up and host the stream, but if none of you guys are here to play it, it's kind of pointless. So I'm very appreciative to each of you. Much love to each of you. I will definitely miss hearing some of your voices, all your voices, I should say. I'm sorry, I say some of your voices because, like, Don and Justin, I'm going to see in a couple weeks for a board game meetup. So that's what I mean in there. I'm not saying anything like to you, Katie. I don't know why I mentioned you in particular, but we'll turn it over to y'all here and hear any thoughts and reflections you have.
Gotta tell you, these are games that play with your emotions and stuff like that. And from, feeling of you're on top of the world to, oh my God, is my character going to live today? So it's really interesting as the entire dynamic of everything.
Yeah, I'm only here to watch your games. I don't watch, J-Man's game or anything like that.
Who's J-Man?
Yeah, who's this J-Man you keep talking
Yeah,
about?
that J-Man dude is just what?
Sounds like a fake name.
Oh man, yeah, totally.
I don't know, he sounds pretty sketchy, y'all.
Yeah, but I look forward to all the nights I spend with you guys. It's been a lot for me in the last couple of days. It's been really good for me.
Much love to you, brother.
Won't be long till we're back.
That is true. For all of our tables, it's a 6-week break. For me, it's only a 4-week break because Sunday morning is the first table we're coming back to, and we're already 10 days out from their last session. So tomorrow is where my official downtime begins, but theirs already is almost 2 weeks into it. So the time delay is a little weird in that respect, but we'll get there, friends. We got a lot of ground to cover.
I got that thrown in April.
I just saw that I got tagged, and April would be our downtime, so I think let's just knock that out right now instead of any delay. F. Damn it, there's bad cards mixed in here. Whatever. Let's do a shuffle. Okay, let's have you do a draw. If it's a bad one, we'll just do another one. You can click the deck or like drag it out to the tabletop, whatever the case is. If you take it into your hand, though, we won't be able to see it. Oh, it's the full card. How did that end up back on the top? Draw another one. Hopefully we get a good... We're going to get a good one of these days. Oh, there we go. The cha-ching. Gem card. That is 50,000 gold pieces in gems or jewelry for your character. It literally just falls to the ground around you like a slot machine.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. Thank you all for identifying that and locating that so quickly. That is some top-notch investigation right there. Well, what do you say, friends? Anything else, or should we close this out and see you next time around?
Do we have to?
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
You,
Did
sir,
we officially
are
divvy up
special.
the gold pieces from Spartan or not?
Kimberly posted the breakdown of that earlier. It was like 6,000 something per character.
6,850.
Good.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I forgot. I had one last little thing to reveal here, and I'm gonna go over this in further detail. But I'm gonna invite DJ to the channel. That right now is entitled DMW Peregrine. Or Peregrine DMW. I forget the exact order right there. That is going to be our group of 6 that bear the sacrificed tag. They will be introduced collectively during our downtime event. They are all from my homebrew world of Enemir. They are specifically from the country of Danamar. DWM stands for Danamari War Machine. All of these characters are going to have some very interesting upgrades, many of them cybernetic or tech in nature. They are also going to have a different method of character creation. Characters who sacrifice themselves, players who sacrifice their characters, it's a pretty big deal. It's not something we take lightly. These characters, for their creation, will not be using the standard array method of attribute generation. They will begin with a 16 in all their attributes. And then they can add their race modifiers, their subscription benefits, and all their stuff like that. These are going to be some primo extreme badass characters. They will also gain a very rare magic item of choice. An alpha level superpower of choice. In addition to any possible existing superpowers, last but not least, a bonus sacrifice level up. That is going to be our fate for the 6 players at each of our tables. They will arrive collectively as one, but they will see the needs at each of our other tables over the downtime, and our Nexus tunnels will allow them to make their way to the tables that need them the most. So Johnny's new character will make his way over to Sunday morning. DJ's character will make his way to this table, and so on and so forth. But all 6 of these characters will begin as a unified front, not only with a high Final Fantasy Technomancy integration. Once again, we're going to kind of bring that loop back into the Coalescence, but they are also going to be bringing in some aspects of the Core Worlds Confederacy, which ties into our Coalescence Acts 1 through 3. They were the major galactic force controlling great swaths of regions and territories. They were the dominant governing force behind the tactical extreme force that most of our characters found themselves aligned with. And we've not heard from them this entire campaign, as we have dialed back to a much more localized campaign. So we're instantly throwing a lot more into the pot for downtime, and we'll see how all of that coalesces for our second half of the campaign. We'll leave you with that, friends, and this is Tragically HP, last survivor of the Coalescence, signing off. Love y'all.
Peace out.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Gotta love it.
trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a I don't give a fuck. 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 It's time to start doing the right thing. So trust your instinct, stop listening to others, and own your decisions. People will always tell you what to do, be and how to live. So let's create things for what matters most to you. You'll be glad you did. Now start claiming your time and your mental well-being by saying no more. No more. Say it loudly and proudly. In other words, fuck you.